Once upon a time, if you were in the world of investments or engineering, you had a slide rule. The slide rule really played a major role, and they actually taught classes as to how to operate your slide rule. Then along, we had a calculator that came out, and the calculator had lots of different buttons on it. It was pretty complex. You had to take a class to learn how to operate the calculator. It wasn't as long as the slide rule. It was only about 4 weeks long, but you're doing all kinds of different sine, cosine, and everything else, and you get all these cool waves happening. And if you learned how to operate it back in those days, life was really good. Now we're talking about an option premium. You need either a slide rule or a fancy calculator, but you know what? They got software that does it. You go click, click, and boom, it calculates it for you. So life is easy. So we're going to talk about what is an option premium. Okay, it's the price that's paid to buy or sell an option contract. But you want to make certain that you're paying something that's fair market. Otherwise, you're going to be taken to the cleaners by somebody else who knows more than you. So you need to pay attention to what the different risks are and then weigh them for your own peace of mind in the process. Probably the most common one that's used out there, and it's simple, is Black-Scholes model, and it has 5 different areas in it. The underlying asset price, the strike price, the time of expiration, the risk-free interest rate, what it's going for right now, and the implied volatility of the underlying asset. The first 4 are pretty easy. The implied volatility, that's a calculated aspect of let the computer figure that one out that you have out there. But the Black-Scholes model is complex. There's lots of online calculators that can do this, calculate your premium very quickly. Here's an example. The value of the options, the difference between the underlying asset price and the strike price. So here's the price right now. Here's the strike price, or here's the strike price. For example, if the asset price is $100 and the strike price is $95, the intrinsic value of the call option is $5. It's not rocket science. 100 minus 95 is $5. So that's your example. So you take the time value of the option, depends what you want to set it for and what's available to you, okay? And the time value decreases as the time to the expiration decreases, because now the volatility, you can go up and down 3 months out, and then but as you get closer to it, the volatility, it may stabilize, but the reality is you'll be closer and get a truer judge as you get closer to it. So the implied volatility is a measurement of the underlying asset price that's expected to move up or down in the future. And you can gather that as to what the world is doing, what that company is doing, and what the stock has been doing recently. And with that implied volatility, the higher it is, then the higher the option premium. So the model calculates that premium by holding the intrinsic value and the time value. And of course, it's going to change as you get closer to the expiration date on it. So that being said, you calculate the option premium, you need the underlying asset price, strike price, the time of expiration, and a lot of times you can buy these different aspects of it on your options 3 months out, 6 months out, a year out, depends how risky you want to be and how far you're shooting for, and then look on the current risk-free interest rate, what are they paying, and then the implied volatility, and then applied volatility, you may have to calculate it numerous times to see about the different aspects as to when you buy it. But really, once you buy that option, say you're 9 months out, as you get closer and closer, you already bought it, so you already have it. You'll see it waver a little bit as it zeroes into a closer definition as to what the actual volatility is in that moment. Once you have that, you get your online calculator or spreadsheet, and you calculate the option premium. An example, $100, strike price 95, 1 year, 5%, 20%. By the time you're all done, you calculate the call premium, okay, to be $8.02. So you're looking on the aspect of, okay, it's going to drop over here. And if you look on that, really the $5 difference is already kind of calculated in the $8.02. So you're expecting it to be lower than 95. So you have to look at it over here. Now, here's another example going the other direction. The asset price 45, strike price is $7 more, 52. Time expiration 3 months, risk-free interest is 5%, implied volatility 20. By the time you're all done, you calculate that, and the call premium is really 21 cents, and the put premium is $6.05. So you have those different aspects that you're looking as to what's going to be happening out there. But the best thing to do, if you're going to really want to calculate how much you're spending on the premium for your stock option, these are the tools that you use. I recall my dad sitting at a table. He had spreadsheets all over the place. He had ledger paper and he had stacks of stuff. And I wasn't certain if he really knew what he was doing or not. I just know he scribbled and his scribbling was worse than mine. So that being said, once upon a time, he did all this calculating by hand. But the reality now with the computers, it gets relatively easy to do by just pushing a few buttons, click, 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 click. Or now with your AI, you can sit down and just have a pretty good aspect of it. So calculate an option premium. Just you can. There's other models out there, but the Black-Scholes is the easiest one, and it's really straightforward. Okay, note that is just a theoretical model. No, it is not a guarantee. No, no, no. There's no guarantees in anything relating to options, and the actual price varies depending upon market conditions. And use a computer. Take care.